Well, welcome to our continued coverage of this World T20 here in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, and of course Dubai. Joining me is Zishan Qureshi as we continue to maneuver our way around and through this World Cup. Well, today is a very important day. Two very important matches with New Zealand coming up against Afghanistan. If New Zealand wins the game, they go through to the semi-finals. If they lose, there's a chance that India could now creep by and pass them. But what about Group 1? Group 1, you feel it for South Africa. They won 4 games out of 5 and they're still out the World Cup. So going ahead, they also defeated England. England winning Group 1. So England and Australia, they're already in the semi-finals with Pakistan. Now, the battle is for the 4th place, the final 4th position for the semi-finals between India and New Zealand. So New Zealand battles Afghanistan today. And of course, India battles Afghanistan, and New Zealand, New Zealand battles Afghanistan today. And of course, the Indians will be hoping that they will be supporting Afghanistan to get that victory. But we're here to look at the Pakistan game right here in Sharjah, just behind us. You will see that the action's getting off very soon, with Pakistan looking for a complete victory, a complete wash of the group matches in the Group 2, heading into the semi-finals. Zishan, how things looking so far? It seems as if Pakistan will be playing maybe Australia?
Yeah, from the looks of it, they're going to be playing Australia, and just this last group game, you want to see a continued flow of those previous wins. Especially, it was key, like I said earlier on in the World Cup, for that middle order and the lower order to click. And you saw that with Shoaib Malik and Asif Ali, playing responsible knocks and winning some close games. So I think it's just a matter of keeping that momentum through and being prepared to take Australia on.
So you don't think that the Pakistanis may toy with the idea of using some of the reserve players, some of the players who haven't had a look in just yet, just to give them some sort of match readiness in case they are called on for the semi-finals?
It's definitely something always to look at. As a captain myself, I've done it in the past, especially with these games when you've secured your position. But there's always this, I guess, this thing you have to look at with that momentum. If you make too many changes, even though it's just one game, it could kill that momentum. It could take away from those players who have been getting in those performances and finding their ways in the last few games. Especially, it was key for Asif Ali to get those runs against New Zealand, and then again against Afghanistan, and show that he could play that finishing role, because it's important to have that role fulfilled. But once you start making those changes, there's always that small risk, that slight risk, that going back into the semi-final, a big game, whether it be Australia or whether it be England, that they lose a bit of their tempo. And if you lose that tempo, it's going to be hard to win those big games going forward.
Yeah, well, Pakistan, they have won 4 on the trot. Winning has, in cricket, winning is a habit, but so is losing. So they will want to keep that momentum, as Sean is saying, moving into the semi-finals. Stay tuned to MAQ TV. We will continue to provide you with all the updates as this game looks to take off.